Hello everyone, and welcome to Bill's Retro Gaming Show. On today's video, we will be taking a look at the Addams Family 4KP Pinball from AtGames. And I have to say, it's a real lady killer.
Acquitted.
Alright everyone, thanks so much for checking out the video. Before I get started, I want to say thank you to AtGames for sending this out to me to check out and review. This was sent to me on loan, and I will be shipping it back to them once I'm done. However, AtGames did not give me any guidelines or ask me to do or say anything specific. They also did not ask to review this video before it was published. All views and opinions are strictly my own. So, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's get started. The first thing I want to briefly touch on is the packaging and assembly. The AtGames pinball machine is shipped in two large boxes, one for the Playfield and one for the back box, topper, legs, etc. And while some people have unfortunately received their machines damaged, this one came to me in excellent condition. The build is also very straightforward and it's fairly easy to assemble. For a more in-depth look at the unboxing and build of the machine, be sure to check out my other video. Here! This is the first in what is a planned line of themed 4K pinball machines from AtGames. It's also the second iteration of a virtual pinball machine from them. The original features an HD playfield, smaller backbox and speakers, and is only available in one art style. The artwork on this machine is themed around the original Addams Family pinball machine released by Bally in 1992. Or perhaps it's more accurate to say it's representative of the Zen pinball version of that table, as the artwork takes inspiration from their virtual version more so than the original pinball machine. In any case, it looks gorgeous, especially if you're an Addams Family fan. The included topper looks great, showcasing the Addams Family mansion. There's a switch on the back of the machine that will allow you to turn the topper lighting off or set it to low or high brightness. And in case you're wondering, yes, I do still have the protective film on the topper. I chose to leave it on for added protection since I will have to take this apart and ship it back. But even with that plastic film still on it, I think the topper looks fantastic. Moving down to the back box, we have a huge improvement over the original HD version of AtGames pinball machine, starting with a larger back glass at just under 24 inches. And while the back glass display is still only HD resolution, it looks great and does the job. Underneath that is the new 8-inch DMD display. It was a smart move on AtGames' part to include a dedicated DMD here to show scoring and gameplay info instead of having it take up space on the back glass as their HD pinball machine does. It makes it feel just that much closer to a real pinball machine. The speakers also get an upgrade here, increasing in size to 3.5 inches. Each themed machine will have specially themed speakers as well, this one sporting a green cobweb effect. Oh, and they sound pretty good too. The only thing that might be considered a miss here is that the marquee portion of the back box, right above the back glass, is not illuminated. It would have been nice if they could have done that as well, perhaps with a similar option to the topper of being able to turn it off and on with multiple levels of brightness. The front of the machine has all of the buttons necessary for play, plus the plunger. This time around, they've included light-up coin buttons, again adding a feeling of realism to the pinball machine. And while the buttons don't actually do anything, they have a neat feature where you can actually place a coin in them and it will drop down to the receptacle beneath. It doesn't initiate play or act as a coin in-game, but it's still a nice touch. Swinging around to the back, this time around, AtGames have moved all of the external ports to the back of the machine. It's another smart move on their part to put them out of the way instead of being along the top of the front playfield as they are in the HD version. Here you get 3 HDMI connections for playfield, backglass, and DMD, along with 2 USB ports and an Ethernet port. Just like with their original pinball machine, this one does have an OTG mode, allowing you to hook up an external device like a PC to play games. In their HD pinball machine, you had to purchase an add-on board to allow for the necessary hookups. Here, that's all built in, and that is what these external ports are primarily meant to be used for. However, you do still have your buttons for volume control and mode switching along the front top of the playfield. While not a huge deal, I wish they had perhaps moved these to the front of the machine to make them easily accessible during gameplay. It's a stretch, literally, to be able to change volume while playing using the buttons where they're currently placed. Of course, the biggest upgrade here is the playfield itself. Still coming in at 32 inches like their original pinball machine, but bumping up the visuals to 4K resolution. And I have to say, the tables here look gorgeous. The upgrade to 4K adds an immersion and realism that makes the experience that much closer to playing on the real thing. They've included 15 tables, most of which are remastered versions of tables from their original pinball machine. The one new table here is the title table, the Addams Family, created by Zen Studios. Now, on a side note, AtGames was also kind enough to supply me with a code to check out Zen's other pinball table, Peanut Snoopy, as part of this review. Playing through each of these tables has been a mostly fun experience. I'll explain the mostly fun part in just a bit and provide a little bit of gameplay from each table at the end of the video. But before I get into that, there's a few other things I want to mention. First, there's the updated user interface. This is a marked improvement over the one used for their original HD pinball, making it easier to move around and find what you're looking for. You have access to every table you've downloaded, and you can even mark your favorites to get to them quicker. The App Store X shares the same look and feel, making it simple to understand and navigate when looking to purchase more tables or table packs. Settings are also simple to get to and understand, allowing you to tweak things to your liking, perform upgrades, or just make sure everything is performing as it should be. The version that they sent me also came equipped with their new SSF kit. This kit adds a fully immersive surround sound feedback feature that brings each table to life. It provides extra speakers, sound exciters, and a subwoofer to complement the two main speakers. This adds the effect of hearing the ball as it rolls around the playfield and making all the bell and bumper sounds feel as if they are coming from their actual location on each table. Now, I would go so far as to say that even more so than the upgraded visuals, this optional add-on is a must-have if you are considering purchasing one of these machines. It's a game changer. Now, on to the games. As I said, they've included 15 tables here. Aside from the one Zen Studios table, there is a mixture of tables from Zakaria and Magic Pixel, all of which have been remastered in 4K, to varying degrees of success. Now, while most tables look incredible on this new 4K display, in some instances you will still notice a few jagged edges and pixelation in spots. But honestly, you'd have to be playing with your nose to the glass to really notice it. While playing the games, everything seemed to play smooth with no real hiccups. The biggest problem here is that most of the included tables just aren't that exciting. Now, there are a few standouts like the natural history tables, and I did find myself enjoying the Strike Deluxe table, but honestly, you're probably going to want to add some of your favorite ones from AtGames App Store X, or else you're likely to get bored with the included ones fairly quickly. So, let's take a minute and talk about the spooky elephant in the room, the Addams Family table from Zen Studios. Now, first off, the table looks amazing. They've done an incredible job porting it over to the AtGames system in terms of how it looks. Unfortunately, the gameplay still needs some work. Yes, there is lag when activating the flippers, and while it has apparently been improved since launch with AtGames' latest firmware update, it still needs work. It's very apparent when comparing the gameplay to all of the other tables where the lag is practically non-existent. In addition, there are options you can turn on to enable ball trails and pop-up scoring on the table, but these just make the lag issue worse and actually cause some slowdown and stutter when playing. The same is true, unfortunately, for the Snoopy table from Zen, the lag and flipper action making it very hard to hit precise shots when playing. Now, none of this means that you can't still play these tables and enjoy them. Despite these issues, they are still a lot of fun, and the Addams Family is by far the most exciting table included here to play. But it is something you need to be aware of. A lot has been made of AtGames' partnership with Zen, and it's a huge selling point for these new machines. However, if they can't get these issues resolved, it may mean buyer's remorse for some of you who purchased one of these solely for the Zen partnership. Now, luckily, AtGames has said that this is a priority for them, and they are continuing to work with Zen Studios to improve the gameplay. Only time will tell if they can make that happen. Before I finish up this review, here's a little gameplay from each of the included tables.
Incoming. You can do better. Skill shot. Tik Tok. Basketball. Shoot again, activation. Combo!
2 million.
Mark! Ice. Hit ramps 2 times.
No dogs allowed.
Come on, Edgar.
Raise the dead! Out to the cemetery! Come on, everybody!
So, here are my final thoughts. Overall, I would say the 4KP Pinball from AtGames is an improvement over their original HD machine, especially when adding in the SSF kit. The inclusion of a separate DMD makes it feel more like real pinball as well. Currently, these machines retail for $1499.99 on the AtGames site. And if you wish to include the SSF kit and have it pre-installed, it'll bump the price to $1999.99. Now, that's a big jump up over the HD version, which can be had for $799.99 from AtGames, perhaps less from retailers or if you purchase it secondhand. So, is the jump from HD to 4K worth the extra money? Well, ultimately, that's up for you to decide. For me, I've enjoyed my time with it, and I'm sad to see it go back. Will I ultimately purchase one for myself? Before trying this one out, I probably would have said no, I'll stick with my HD version. But after getting a taste, I'm finding it much more compelling. I may just wait for them to release a theme that really excites me before I ultimately pull the trigger. And hopefully by the time that happens, they'll also have resolved their issues with the Zen tables. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit that like button. Don't forget to leave me a comment below with your thoughts on the AtGames 4KP Pinball. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy gaming!